Well, thank you. Senator Blumenthal.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. I think this emphasis on prevention is really important because, as the saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Do you agree, Chief Butler?
Yeah, prevention, 100%. I used to say that experts talk prevention
And FEMA funding plays a part in helping local authorities do more prevention, correct?
preventative, to that point, preventative efforts start locally, but if there's federal funding for big programs for...
You wouldn't turn it away?
Oh, I would not, sir. Not
By no means. Well, you know, I just want to say here, I think there's some common ground, which is local authorities have clear responsibilities. They're part of that three-legged stool that Mr. Hawkins described from his 25 years of experience in emergency response and preparedness. But FEMA also helps homeowners, small businesses, recover. States like Florida, where they are still awaiting funding. Those are individuals. They are personal stories of disaster, destroying dreams, as well as physical structures, depriving people of homes that they're still struggling to rebuild. Wisconsin suffered floods in August of last year, really disastrous floods, and the president provided $29.8 million in September for recovery. Bravo. My point is that FEMA, namely the current administrator, is delaying the funding that communities are due to recover those individuals who've been struck with disaster, but also to make them more resilient. So in the future, they can better prevent those disasters. That's what the Federal Emergency Management Administration agency is supposed to do, not make it harder for Americans to prevent and recover from disasters. This idea that the secretary has to approve every contract worth $100,000 has delayed critical aid to those survivors. There's no reason for it. There's no precedent. And I would simply urge my colleagues to join me in demanding that FEMA do better. In December, FEMA started terminating additional staff with draft plans showing that up to 85% of its staff, 85% of its staff would be let go. They rescinded it because they were warned about Winter Storm Fern. Not clear how long that pause will last. We're dealing with an emergency in the Federal Emergency Management Agency. And I think it will affect communities like Mr. Hawkins and Chief Butler. Mr. Crawford, you've retired, but I think you're sympathetic to the needs of these communities. It is bigger than California. Absolutely right, Mr. Crawford. It is bigger than California. It is national in scope. And my colleague states may not have suffered it personally the way Connecticut, Wisconsin, Florida have, but I think we've all seen FEMA at work, helping local businesses, small businesses, who show up the next morning and they find that the flood or hurricane or tornado has ripped apart decades of hard work, destroyed their homes, roofs are gone, and FEMA appears there. At least it did, but not now. So I think this hearing, I hope, will enable us to realize what's at stake here, and it's not red or blue. Tornadoes, hurricanes don't really know the difference between red and blue states. And so I hope we have a bipartisan approach to this issue. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I will just remind the ranking member that FEMA funding is included in the DHS appropriation bill, which right now there are threats of shutting down government because they don't want to fund DHS. So we'll see what happens in the next few days in terms of funding DHS and FEMA.